Praise the Lord. I'm going to do a little studying. I was reading here in Hebrews chapter 2, and there's some things I was talking with a guy the other day about. He don't believe you can lose your salvation. You don't believe. I'm just saying he's a Baptist. I'm Pentecostal. I'm a Christian, and that's where we all get screwed up. But if we think for 1 second that if we are safe because we accepted Christ 20 years ago and that counts, we need to open this book up and look. This book is to show us how to stay saved. This book is to show us how to live. This book is to show us how to this book shows us everything. But if we think for 1 second, it is God's judgment. At the end of the day, it is God's judgment. When you stand before Him, He says, I will have compassion upon who I will have mercy upon who I will have mercy upon, compassion upon who I will have compassion upon. So His judgment is not ours. But if we're ignorant of this law, of this book, not the law because Jesus fulfilled the law in the Old Testament, then we're being ignorant of it. And we better watch ourselves. If we're doing wrong and we start living wrong, there is consequences for that. He is just to forgive us as long as we're humble and we ask for forgiveness. But we can turn it. Now, this don't look like this could come of this, but this is where it came of this, of where the Lord showed me. If you want to turn to chapter 2 of Hebrews, we'll start at verse 8. Usually chapters are broken down into different sections anyhow. Like they'll have different, they'll say a couple of things in a verse and then they'll talk about different. But anyhow, verse 8 says, Thou hast put all things in subjection under His feet. For in that He put all in subjection under Him, He left nothing that is not put under Him. But now we see not yet all things put under Him. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that He by the grace of God should taste death for every man. For it became Him, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. For both He that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause He is not ashamed to call them brethren, saying, I will declare Thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the church will I sing praise unto Thee. And again, I will put my trust in Him, and behold, I and the children which God hath given me. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, He also Himself likewise took part of the same, that through death He might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver them who fear the death, were all their lifetime subject to bondage. For verily He took not on Him the nature of the angels, but He took on Him the seed of Abraham, wherewith in all things it behooved Him to be made like unto His brother, that He might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. For in that He Himself has suffered being tempted, He is able to secure them that are tempted. And I'm going to try to break these videos down a couple because they're not uploading. I got free wireless or Wi-Fi here at the hotel. They're not downloading, so I'm going to try to download like one part, do a second part, and a third part, hopefully get my point across, and hopefully to let people understand that don't live as a once in grace, always in grace doctrine, which is a not sound doctrine at all. Jesus Christ never taught that way. He did not set the example before us to live that way. So I'm going to shut this one off. I'm going to start another one and preach a little bit and then pray at the end. But God bless you, and I pray that you watch the next one.